Some people let me know that there are people out there who see the darkness in me. They say that my vibe.
Hey, I'm Dr. Dooley. I'm a board certified psychiatrist. And before I go any further, I want to say this video is for informational and educational purposes only. I'm not making any diagnosis here. I don't know Michael personally. One thing I would say, and Michael, I really do appreciate that you came out and disclose your mental health diagnosis. I hope that you did that voluntarily. I hope you didn't feel compelled to do it because of these other videos that were made. I didn't see the original video that was referring to dark energy. I hope you didn't feel compelled to do it for that reason. But I appreciate the fact that you did. One of my missions is to decrease stigma around mental health conditions and treatment, particularly in Black and Brown communities. We don't often see people in Black and Brown communities, really talking about their mental health conditions, their struggles, their treatment. So I think to see someone, with your platform, just being honest about the struggles, putting a face to it, putting a name to it, it can really kind of help decrease that stigma. And so I appreciate the fact that you did that. Now, here's the other thing I will say about this dark energy business. So I was on a live recently where I was talking about depression, and I was making the point that when people are depressed, it can really be hard to get through the day because you're not often starting from like a place of like where your tank is on full. You're at 100%. You might be starting the day when you're depressed at 75%, at 50%, but yet you still have to get up, brush your teeth, wash your face, get dressed, go to work, deal with your family. There's still like those same expectations, right? We live in a capitalist society. We barely can get paydays off. There's still the expectation that when you're depressed or anxious or have trauma that you're going to get up, you're going to push through, you're going to get things done. So if you can imagine, you're starting from 75% or 50% full. You get up, you're exhausted. Life can feel physically and emotionally painful. And yet people expect you to get up and smile and be happy and be positive when not just your internal world, okay, is chaotic or, hard to manage. But then you looking at the outside world and it just looks like it's going to hell as well, okay? The outside world. And so it's painful. It's hard to deal with. And then, just navigating that struggle. And so I guess what I'm saying is that it's dark. Do you think that's not dark when you're dealing with that? I don't know for people who may not understand how panic disorder works or panic attack works, but if you could imagine, being asleep at night and waking up in the middle of the night with, shortness of breath, feeling like someone's sitting on your chest, your heart racing, your mind racing, sweating, shaking, wondering if you should go to the emergency room for the 15th time, because you've been to the emergency room 15 times, they've done EKGs, they've done workups. It feels like a heart attack. Okay, it's intellectually, at 30 years old, it's not likely you're having a heart attack. You've had 15 workups, but you wake up in the middle of the night, and every time you do, it feels like you are dying, and your mind tells you that you are dying. Likely that's not happening intellectually, but that's what it feels like. And I'm telling you, that's a dark place to be in. If you don't think that feels dark, I'm here to tell you it feels dark. And so there's no way sugarcoating it. Okay, when you're in these places, when you haven't slept in days, when it's hard for you to get out of bed, when you can't contemplate a reason to get up tomorrow, when you really are sitting here trying to figure out a way to get up tomorrow, and the last thing you do is like you remember your crisis plan and you reach out to 988 or you reach out to your counselor because you literally have gotten to the point where you cannot think about another reason to get up. Y'all, that's a dark place. So when Michael said you hearing some dark energy, you feeling some dark energy, because sometimes when you're dealing with mental health struggles, y'all, there is no positive way to think your way out of it and, talk your way out of it. Sometimes you get to a place and that is where you are. And people can be in those places for a long time despite being on your medication, despite being in psychotherapy, individual and group therapy and journaling. Sometimes you are just in that place. You are just on a struggle bus. And you have to work. People are working through it. People are working through it. And I'm just asking to give people the grace to let them work through whatever they're working through. You don't know what people are working through. So I just came on here to say that. You don't know what people are working through. You don't know how long it's going to take for them to work through it. And just because you're sensing something doesn't mean you have to get on here and let everybody know.